Hey guys, so I'm back with a new video and my hair from Megan Styles has officially came in the mail. I'm in the process of starting my human hair lock extensions. I plan on installing in April of next year, 2020. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the process started of me creating my locks so that way I can have a simple and quick install next year. In this video, you will also see my hair growth journey from my fade cut into having a bush, so that way I have something to attach these extensions onto. But on the screen now, you'll be able to see how I purchased the hair online at their website. I selected the bundle deal and I ordered 3 quantities of the hair. And I also made sure to order the 1B, which is unprocessed, due to me wanting to possibly lighten this hair or color this hair in the future. One great thing I can say about this company is that the hair actually came quicker than I expected, and it came in this very fun packaging. I did open the package prior to recording, but I wanted to do it on camera so that way you can see how your order is going to ship and how it's going to arrive to you. Once you have checked your hair and made sure that it's all in good condition, make sure that you do not throw away these baggies. They're perfect for storing the hair and making sure that the hair can breathe when it's not in use. Before I get started, I always like to make sure that I have all of my supplies right in front of me. This technique and the project altogether can be pretty time consuming, so just make sure that you're nice and comfortable and you have everything that you need. The only 3 tools that I will need for this technique are my crochet needles. They're all going to be a size of 0.75, and if you can tell, I have a 1 prong, 2 prong, and a 3 prong tool. Before you get started with your handmade locks, it's very important to determine the size and the length that you want to start off with, and making sure that when you do install that the ratio for the size of your locks match the sections that you plan on to create. Your first step will be to separate the hair. Once you separate the hair, you will attach the hair from end to end. The goal is to create a skeleton. So you will use loose pieces of the hair that are on the sides to somewhat wrap around so that way you have a solid structure before you start to crochet. Once the skeleton is created, you will take your first crochet needle, which will be the 1 prong, to start to tighten down this shape, and eventually you're going to finish with a full solid lock. Now that I have my shape, I'm going to take my 1 prong crochet hook and start to interweave the hair from side to side to create a more solid shape. For my install next year, my goal is to have 16-inch locks, and I want to make sure that they're not too big so I can do a lot of different styles, and I'll be focusing on more of a size small, so nothing bigger than a pencil size. Here you'll see me take this needle and continue to go back and forth, rolling the lock in between my fingers to make sure that I'm grabbing all of the hair and that I'm feeling the form start to tighten down and shrink in between my fingers. Once I'm satisfied with the first round of the 1 needle, I'm going to switch to my 2 prong needle just to kind of speed up the process. This is a pretty time-consuming process, so I encourage you to make sure that you're in a comfortable area and that you're not poking your fingertip. You can cause damage to the tip of your fingers with this tool if you're not careful. Taking my single crochet needle, I'll use the same technique to round off the ends just to finish off the lock. To test the strength of the lock, I'll often pull on it just to make sure that if I need more hair to reinforce, I can do that before I move on. Once I'm satisfied with the strength of the lock, I'll do a quick little palm roll. I'll set the lock to the side for the next step, in which you'll see in my part 2 video. Currently, my goal is to create up to 80 to 100 locks for my whole install. I like to store the hair back in the baggies in which they came in the mail. In part 2, you'll see how I cleanse the hair and make sure that the locks are nice and soft, so when I do my install, I can go ahead and wear them right away. In addition to creating my locks, I'm also currently growing my hair out from a very short haircut. I started my journey of hair growth in October. I'm currently waiting to get at least 3 to 4 inches of regrowth so I can have an install that lays flat to the head, and I'm able to do different styles and it looks as natural as possible. So while I patiently wait to get the inches that I need, I will continue to make my locks and make sure that they're ready to go next year. So stay tuned for part 2, where I show you guys my sectioning and how I set up the hair for install.